Here are the list of materials that I'll be using during this midsole swap.
Luigi. Tous ces renards font la course, ils sont hors jeu depuis hier, cousin. Double C, la base, nigga. Elle brille telle une déesse, souvent arrêtée pour excès.
Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is remove all of that crumbled midsole as much as we can by hand. This is just to make the next steps a lot easier for us. We have to be extremely cautious in handling this shoe, especially when the tabs are extremely delicate. So to fully remove all of that crumbled midsole, we're going to need to remove that toe cap stitching that is attached on the uppers so we can separate the rubber sole. Now we have access to fully clean up the shoes. Man, it's been a long minute since I've seen a really clean pair of 1994 white cement 3s. These look absolutely gorgeous.
L'amour c'est comme le 69 poteau, c'est donnant comme un ovni dans le paysage. Il la regarde, elle les dévisage.
So to separate the donors, we're going to remove the toe cap stitching first and then pour acetone inside of the shoe. Using the boiling hot water method on a pair of 2011 donors is more risky since you are heating up the whole sole, and you should also consider that they are using a different type of adhesive to glue their shoes. Unlike the donors from 2006, which can separate easily with heat, the new donors are using contact cement, which is more resilient to heat. So by using acetone to separate the uppers from the midsole, we're only eating up the adhesive, which is much more safer than using the hot water method. Just be careful in not pouring too much, otherwise you will damage the midsoles.
Sont des plans cul, elle a de l'ambition, suit son chemin loin des pétasses en perdition. Mais quand j'y pense, c'est vrai que c'est triste. La plupart sont bonnes qu'à faire des collections de leggings ou rêver d'un bébé métis. Marac lui sort du lot négro et ça c'est pas prêt de changer. Elle sait y faire, c'est ce qu'André c'est l'homme, ça se contente de flancher.
So to remove the rubber sole, I'm gonna use a heat gun and put it on its highest setting, and I'm just gonna work my way around the rubber.
Si pour mieux les baiser, on marche sur le boulevard. On marche, mais on va nulle part. C'est ma nicotine.
The rubber sole will be really hot to touch, so I'm using a towel to handle the rubber sole as I'm separating the whole upper. I mean midsole.
Elle les dévisage, elle écoute mon EP quand elle fait ses squats. Trouve-nous dans les rues de Paris du matin au soir. Juste moi et ma raclie sur le boulevard. On boit, on mange, on fume sur le boulevard. Jour et nuit, on se pavane sur le boulevard. On dépense du bif sur le boulevard.
So we're gonna use the heat gun again to remove all of that crumbled midsole that's on the rubber sole on the 1994 sole. And once it's fully heated, we're gonna use a paint scraper to remove that crumbled midsole safely and efficiently.
Quel métro, Champs-Élysées et Clémenceau. Saloperie échange les idées quand elle sniffe son rail de coke. On s'est texté, je vais la sexer puis la nexter illico. Sauf ton respect, je vais pas rester jusqu'à l'aube. Faut que j'aille au boulot. Demain soir j'envoie une autre.
So we're gonna remove the rest of the crumbling midsole on the uppers by prepping them with tape. And after we tape it, we're gonna use a heat gun, acetone, and cotton balls to efficiently remove all of that crumbled midsole. The reason why I use tape is because I don't want the acetone to rub on the areas that's exposed, where the midsole is not even gonna touch the uppers. So this is just to make the uppers look clean.
Les foufouilles, marée haute, marée basse, 4 culs dans la chambre, j'ai mon carré d'âge, j'ai pas le temps pour les pains. Yo, j'ai pas le temps pour les pains. Avec elles, j'fais le mec busy. Elles ont le cœur sur la main, mais la main sur trop de zizi.
We just want enough heat to melt the adhesive and the crumbled midsole. Any longer than that will damage the uppers and cause burn marks.
14 meufs mais j'en pèse que 3 ans. Tout mon bif si tu veux je l'emporterai pas. Comme Ferry Canet tu m'aurais cané. Salope si tu savais ce que je pense de toi. Yo. elles me font des séries de pompes, oui. Et je ne te parle pas de sport, oui. Tellement je les monte en l'air, elles reviennent avec leur passeport, hein. Tout ce que je veux c'est sortir des bons disques, oui. Mes refs et mes russes qui s'alcoolisent, les fesses de ta meuf qui applaudissent, et tous ces rappeurs qui agonisent. Quel métro, Champs-Élysées, Clémenceau, salope fric échange les idées quand elle sniffe son rail de coke. On s'est texté, je vais la sexer puis la nexter illico. Sauf ton respect, je vais pas rester.
I personally like to use the Dremel tool first before using the cotton ball and acetone method to remove any excess adhesive and crumbled midsole onto the uppers. This is just to make sure that there won't be anything to affect our reglue. Now the next step is to make sure that the rubber sole is free from the factory adhesive and the crumbled midsole. So we're going to use cotton balls and acetone along with a heat gun to efficiently remove all of that first.
L'oseille avant les salopes, la famille avant l'oseille. L'oseille avant les salopes, la famille avant l'oseille. L'oseille avant les salopes, salopes. Visage, fesses, poitrine, longère, salope, aiguille latérale.
Our next step is to remove the midsole paint off of the donors. So my method is using a gel that strips the midsole paint away, and you can get Dad's Easy Spray from Lowe's or Home Depot.
Quand elle joue trop les stars, c'est que vous faites trop les fans. Ouais, vous faites trop les fans. Beaucoup trop les fans. Donc vous êtes posé dans la friend zone. Dans la friend zone. Dans la friend zone. Posé bien installé dans la friend zone. Dans la friend zone. Dans la friend zone. Sirote ta tasse de thé dans la friend zone. Quel métro, Champs-Élysées, Clémenceau, salope fric échange les idées quand elle sniffe son rail de coke.
Want to see something that's weird? So these are a size 9 and my donors are a size 9. So they should have been a perfect fit. But when I was testing the fitment, there's a lot of gap left. That's a lot of gap. So I looked at the soles and they say that they're a 9.5. These are the original soles that I took out. You know, if I put it straight up, there's gonna be that much left. You know? Oh well, I'll see what I can do. So the only thing we can do is check the fitment after we glue it. So we're gonna lay down the adhesive first, our barge cement super stick, and then let it cure for a couple of hours, heat it up, and then clap them together. So after we let the adhesive cure, we're gonna heat it up and clap them together. Next thing we're gonna do is prep them for a repaint. Now that the midsoles have been prepped by taping them, we're gonna use an off-white base paint from Angelus that I mixed up together. I personally don't like yellowed midsoles, I think they look tacky, so I'm using an off-white mix, which consists of white, vanilla, brown, and yellow. But predominantly it's like 90% white and the rest is like only a couple percent. I don't want the other colors to dominate the off-white color. If you guys want to learn how I repaint my midsoles, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. Now that we've laid down our base coat, we're gonna apply the black on the midsole now. Now we're gonna hit the midsole paint with Krylon matte finisher. So So the next thing we're gonna do is shave the midsole to make sure that the fitment will look factory. You can see that huge space on the heel. That's not supposed to be there, but since we are using a new donor retro that is from 2011, the fitment will not be the same from 1994. So what we're gonna do is shave the midsole and make the fitment look factory. Now that we have the fitment, it's time to reglue the uppers back to the midsole. My method is I clamp them down, and then once it's clamped down, I know where the midsole is gonna be once everything is in place. That's where I'm gonna place my tape. After I place my tape, I apply my adhesive, let it cure once again for a couple of hours, heat it up, and then bond them together. So now we're gonna apply another layer of adhesive onto the midsole. This will not only strengthen our reglue, but it's gonna make our midsole swap a whole lot stronger. The last and final step of this midsole swap, we're gonna restitch the toe cap. I will link my video on how to do a complete toe cap restitch down in the description below. What's up, y'all? Hope you guys enjoyed my video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me a comment below what you guys thought about the video. I have plenty of other content on my channel, so please check them out. Hope you guys are having a great day, and God bless. Hey!